Chapter 3: Manufacturing. After the team finalized and approved both designs, they were then blueprinted and production began. Manufacturing and assembly of the fleet was completed in the Canadian Car and Foundry manufacturing plant located in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. The manufacturing of each car was split into two divisions: exterior body and undercarriage. The exterior body was forged out of Corten steel, with each body panel being formed from a large sheet of steel and cut to the proper size. Corten steel was chosen for its superb strength and corrosion resistance. Each body panel was then welded to the base frame, and the rest of the layers would be added on top after each piece was completed. Once the exterior body was constructed, it was then painted. One of the design modifications the team made to the overall design was the appearance of the exterior body. Instead of going with the natural metal finish similar to the render sketch, they decided to give the car a flashy painted design. The design called for a stone gray roof, pearl white for the top half of the body, a shade of bright orange for the bottom half of the body, and another section of stone gray for the bottom side skirts. The undercarriage components were forged from traditional steel that were poured into special molds. Once the steel had cooled within the molds, assembly of the propulsion system began. The bogie was assembled first, with the traction motors being installed first, followed by the axles and then electrical equipment. After each bogie was completed, it was then mounted to the undercarriage of the car and fastened in place. After the body and undercarriage were complete, the interior of the car was installed. The interior called for a late 1970s, early 1980s era aesthetic. The interior would consist of beige plastic for the walls, window frames, and interior doors, and faux wood paneling would be used for the walls at the front and back of the interior cab, door sills, and the seat dividers. After the walls were assembled, the rest of the interior would come next. 58 stainless steel seats would be installed, with the seats featuring a bright orange cushioned leather insert that would be fixed to the stainless steel frame. After all the seats were installed, the handrails and straps would come next. The handrails were also made of stainless steel and bordered the top half of the car and the seat dividers with nylon hand straps covered in rubber, installed at critical places for easy reachability. Once the interior was completed, the final inspection of the car was conducted, where the engineers would inspect the car from undercarriage to passenger cab and make sure everything was installed correctly and functioned as intended, conducting critical inspections on the propulsion and air systems. Once the completed car had passed the final inspection, it would be moved to a siding in the Canadian Car and Foundry yard, where it would await delivery.